I have this old General hand-cranked meat slicer. It's in really bad shape. Someone just dropped it off. So do what you want to do with it. So I invite you along to watch as I show you what I'm going to do with this old meat slicer. I hope you will enjoy and follow along. Join me as I share stories of my life as a kid, bringing junk home and turning it into something useful. Fact is, I'm still doing this today at age 69. Okay, the first thing we want to do is just take a look at it and see what we have here. You can see that blade has a lot of rust. The paint, for the most part, isn't too bad. But let's just walk around here. You have this wheel that turns. I wonder how that works. We have this crank here. Boy, that's tight. We're gonna have to do something with that. And that blade sure has a lot of rust on it. Look at that. We come around here and you can see that General made a lot of hand crank meat slicers. As you can see, keep coming around. We see this right here. It doesn't want to move. It doesn't want to move. And this shows a lot of rust wear. We'll have to clean that up. And these rods here show a little rust and wear. We'll have to clean that up. And I see that we have a notch right there out of the blade. I can't buy a new blade, so we're going to have to work with that and get that to work as well as we can. As you can see, there's a lot to do with this. So the first thing I need to start doing is disassembling it. Okay, to get started here, went and picked up a few screwdrivers. I got some WD-40, and I'm going to shoot a little bit of this WD-40 and all the fasteners. Just giving it just a little shot, and hopefully that'll help in getting some of these screws out there, several of them. We don't want to lose track of them. Probably should take some pictures of this so I don't forget how it went together, or how it goes back together. Yeah, take some pictures. Nope, I won't. I won't. Ah, here's one hiding. Okay, first of all, let's take this off and set it to the side. Let's look at this right here. Not sure how that comes apart, but we're going to take this screw out right here first. No, we're not. That's not coming. Let's try this one. Ah, this one's coming out. I'll set that there so I lose it. That's what happens. I take stuff apart, I set stuff in different areas, and then I don't remember where I put it. You've never done that, have you? Hopefully all we have to do to this is a good cleaning up, shine some of the rusty parts up, and the thing will be cranking like a new one in no time. You might be asking, why do I even mess with an old hand crank slicer? Well, I've asked myself that a few times, but one of the main reasons I do is we have a group of people in this area that still use them. And every December between Christmas and New Year's, they do their butchering. And with the butchering, they slice their own bacon. Let me show you what this looks like. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, the next step would be to take these bolts out right here. Hopefully they will turn out. Let me see. Yep, that one's turning out. Ugh. Either I'm getting weak or that's in there tight. Let me try again. Oh, yeah. Let me get a bigger screwdriver. Maybe this one will work. Probably not, though. Oh, come on. Come on. Well, let's work on another one. Let that set a minute. You know, we do have... I might have to put a little heat on some of these. I was hoping I wouldn't have to. But if they're going to come out hard, I certainly will. Let's go up here again and see if this one wants to come out yet. Put a little down pressure on it. Hey, that one came. Good deal. That one doesn't even need to come all the way out. Now, where are we at down here? How am I supposed? Oh, I see what I have to do. For Pete's sakes, that's not in my way. Hey, look at that moves now. Let's see if I can turn this screw down here. It turned. It's coming. I didn't think it would, but it did. Let's see if this comes off yet. Yep, that's off. You can see how rusty that is and how packed in that is. Well, now I see how the blade comes off. This screw right here. Let's take it up. Oh! That isn't coming anytime soon. Let's shoot just a little bit of this WD-40 on it. That probably needs to set a bit. Oh, I need to get a different screwdriver. Hang on a minute and I'll be right back. Look what I found. Oh, for Pete's sakes. I'm gonna get this down here like this and put some pressure on that motor. Oh, broke loose. Boy, that was tight. Specialized bolt. Comes right off. Look how rusty that is. Put that right there. Now I want you to look at this. See all this caked up in there? That's just old grease and grime and dirt. And you can tell that whoever had this didn't take it apart very often. Probably didn't take it apart at all. It was too hard for them. But now I got to figure out how to get this off. Typically, they screw off. But I don't know how this, I've never worked on one like this before. Let's get some of this grime out of here. Okay. Tell you what, let's go and take these out first. Got some here too. Let me go get a crescent wrench. I think that'll be the simplest. Okay, I got a crescent wrench. Think that? I'm just messing with you. That's way too big. Here's what I brought. Sometimes I can't help myself. Oh, that's loose. And that's loose. Okay. That's a little easier than I thought it would be. But that's all right. You're probably wondering, why do I want to take that apart next? Well, I want to get this in a vise somehow so I can work on getting this off. If you can see that, I don't even know if you can. Hope so. Got the shop a little warm today. I'm doing some painting in here the other day, and I wanted it to dry. Fact is, I'll go get it and show it to you. Hang on just a second. I wasn't going to paint this old 3-wheeler gas tank, but I did. Yeah, it's not perfect. It needs new decals, but the reason I did is I had a leak in a tank right there, and I put a screw in there and hoped to fix it. In doing so, I thought, well, since I have the tank off, I'm just going to paint it. But there it is. I shared a little clip or video on this, so you might want to look that up. Let me put this back. Okay, back to business. We got this, and see this shaft go through here, and it threaded on into this cast wheel. If this is put together like the rest of them I've worked on, which I'm sure it is. It's a general. Worked on a lot of generals, but none quite like this. That's kind of unique. So what I have to do is hold this so I can turn this off. Hope it'll come off, but let's continue to take the rest of this apart first. Uh-oh, where did that go? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure where it went. Next thing we're going to take off is this right here. I'm going to turn these out, but for that, I'm going to use this box end wrench. And with the age of this thing, you have to realize that back in these days, metric wasn't even thought of in the US anyway. Well, it might have been. I don't know. I just said that. But when I was a kid growing up, I didn't have to worry about having 2 sets of wrenches, that's for sure. They kind of messed their system up with metric, I think. But that's just me. I'm an old timer, remember? Yes, oh, there it came out. Put that on there, and see there was a little nut under there. We'll put that together and remember where it went. You know I won't. Let's see if we can't get this one loosened up a little more. Oh, yep. I've been carrying junk home for 60 years. Yeah, that would have made me 9 years old, but even back when I was 9, I carried junk home. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, there's that. There was no washer on this one like the other one, so maybe someone's had that apart. Probably. You know, it is very old. Okay. This one right here, we didn't get out, did we? Let's see if this bigger screwdriver will do it. Come on. No! Just turning that off, and I don't want to do that. So what do I want to do? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this apart. Maybe. Those are tight. The idea of this wheel is supposed to turn, and these are supposed to slide in and out, but you can see, hey, look at that. It's got a gauge on it. Never seen one like that. And this isn't turning very easy because these are rusted in there. So what do I do? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get that a little shot of schmutz. In my day, we called that schmutz. I think that's Swiss or Dutch or something for grease. I don't know. I just heard someone say it once, and I thought it was Kind of an interesting word, so I started saying it myself. Schmutz. Not schmutz. Now it doesn't turn at all because my hands are too dirty. Let me get something here. Okay. Let me, oh man. Crying out loud. There she's turning. Is it moving? Did it move? I can't tell. I think it's moving. Is it moving? Hey, it is moving. I see that needle on the gauge. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of a good sign. Let's see if it moves the other way now. Boy, it's warm in here. I need to turn that heat down. That's what happens when you get to doing stuff and it gets a little warm. What time is it? 10:45. I wonder if that's right. Like anything else, sometimes, oh, hey, it's coming. It's coming, but it's coming hard. See? It's moving. If I can get it past just a little bit. Once those are cleaned up, this will move so easy it'll be like cutting soft butter. Well, technically, that's what it should be like. I'm worried about that blade though. Am I going to be able to clean that up and get it sharp enough to actually work? Probably not, but we will. Like my dad. Did I ever tell you my dad? He was the kind of man, he went to school up to 8th grade. Later in life got his, what do they call them, GEDs or something like that. Anyway, it was a diploma from high school. But when he tackled a project, I was always kind of dumbfounded because he didn't realize when he tackled something he couldn't do it. I did many times. I thought to myself, you can't do that. You can't do that. And daggone did he went and did it. Get that. So always said he was so dumb he didn't realize he couldn't do something, so he went ahead and did it anyway. And found out who the dumb one was me. Maybe he was right about that carburetor I tore apart. That was another story I shared. Man, did I get cussed out that day. Lesson well learned though. Made me realize I can fix stuff if I put my mind to it. Anyway, we got this tore apart. By the way, that's another story you should look up and see and listen to it if you're interested in hearing. Let's see. I wonder if I could get a vice grip on there and turn that. What do you guys think? I know it's not turning with a screwdriver. I can't get enough pressure on it. See what I was trying to do, as you can see here. Put this in there. And, boy, my wife's not going to like me getting this shirt all dirty like this. You know what? I'll be right back. Okay, I washed my hands, put a junk shirt on, and let's work on this again. Let me see what we can get done here. Oh, it turned. It's coming. Look at that. Hey, just needed to set a Bennett with that WD-40 evidently, but we got her. Put that here with the rest of the screws so we can lose them. Now the next step is to pop these out of here, and that's not that easy, and I'll tell you why. They have to slide. They have to slide this way through here. I may be able to lift it enough to get it back to pull it that way, but with it being as rusty as it is, I don't know. Let me go get some tools. I'll be right back. What I got is ball peen hammer. By the way, I have a video out on hammers, which one's the best used for jobs. And I have a steel punch, which isn't ideal, but sometimes necessary. The reason it isn't ideal, steel against steel, especially where one end has threads in it, doesn't usually go very well. I have some brass punches, and these brass punches is what I'm going to start with first. They will not, they're a little softer than the steel. So let's see what happens when now that isn't going to work. That might. Let me wrap on that. Did it move? Nope. Yep, it's moving. There, you can see what I'm talking about. This has to slide all the way through. There's no way am I going to put that. Am I going to be able to bring that up and bring it out the other way? Okay. Starting to go just, oh, no wonder it's going easier. It fell off. Come on. Oh. There we go. Now we'll try it again. See, once I get these off, hey, look at that. That moves my hand, actually. That's better than I thought it was going to be. Let me get some schmutz on here. That might actually come out of there. Look at that. I am really surprised. Let's tap it a little bit. Oh, there she's coming. Yes. I got a little trick to cleaning these up. I'll show it to you when we get to it. It shines them right up, that's for sure. Okay, there's another part. Now let's see if this one moves. Let me put some more schmutz. Notice it's got a rubber stop right here. That's so, it right there. That's not very rubbery anymore, but it's supposed to be a bumper so you don't just clang, clang, clang when you hit that. So let's see if this moves at all. It's moving! I am pleasantly surprised and extremely happy. Yes, I am. Let's keep going. Okay, now what we do is it can go like that, and see that brings that off. I wonder if there's more rust towards the blade. See that? Yeah. Okay. Remember that. Let's get this off. There's that rubber thing. I'm going to see if I can't replace that. Okay, let me get organized here a little bit, because I believe I have all the parts here now. Get these out. Get the tools out of the way. Don't forget the big boy. Oh, here's another washer. Wonder where that came from. I think I know, but I'm not sure. Okay, let me get this a little bit organized here. Then I'll get the camera in here and show you everything so you can see what we have. I know you can't see it now because I don't have it set. Oh, we got to get this apart yet. Thought it was done. Should have reminded me. Okay, right there. To get this apart, how am I going to do that? I have some ideas, but I don't know if it'll work. There's another little washer. Oh, that one goes right there. Maybe. Now let me finish getting this cleaned up and I'll show you the parts laying up here. Hang on. I wonder how old this grease is. Dried up schmutz. Yeah. Well, I'll set this right here for now. Now I'm going to get this camera and just give you kind of an overview of what you have here. Hope you can see it. But there you go. Let's see if we can get this wheel apart. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is try to clamp this in my vise so I can hang on to it. Now I got to do it in such a way that I don't damage it. Should get a cloth, but I'm not going to. Let's just get it tight in there like that. Now I wonder if I can get a hold of this gear with this channel lock, groove pliers, hang on to it. Ooh, look at that. That's what I meant. That's what I'm talking about. It's off. That easy. And this is the gear. I just grabbed a hold of it with these channel locks and I turned it right off of there. Now I got to remember there's a shim in there. Remember that's where that is. Okay, this handle here we can't take off because it's riveted right there. And if I try to take that off, then I've got to figure out a new way to attach it. For the most part, all I'm going to do is clean up the white, and I will take this type of thing on my buffing wheel or my wire brush wheel over here and clean it up there. Now all this will have to be cleaned up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be shiny enough that things are going to move freely. And it'd be nice to take a little steel wool to this polished area and clean it. But for the most part, all we're going to do with this white is just clean it up. I don't want to repaint it because that isn't going to make it function any better. And I'm not doing a restoration, so we're not worried about it looking great. And the fact is, in some of this old stuff, when you're working on it, you're better off leaving the vintage finish on it. It's got good patina. We'll just clean it up a little bit with some degreaser, maybe a real fine piece of steel wool, just something to give it a little bit more luster. And we will get started on the wire wheel. Let me get set up for that and we'll get right back with you. Okay, I will show you a little trick I use in cleaning these up. It says if you have a drill, just put that in the drill, tighten it up, choke the drill, pull the starter rope, starts first time every time, and you get a piece of sandpaper, And you wrap it on there. Don't hold too tight or it'll get away from it. Oh, come on. And so you just go like that until she's nice and shiny. It's going to take a little bit of sandpaper because it had oil on it. But you can see how that's working. See how that's shining right up? Look at that. That's how I do this. I'm at least round stuff. Well, that's good enough. Let's take it. And then for the other end, I open it up again. By the way, I was just kidding. This is electric start. You don't need to choke it at all. It starts on its own without a choke. Sometimes I got a dry sense of humor, don't I? You can blame my heritage on that. In the Amish world, which I never grew up like that, but I have relatives, they would call me a butch. And a butch was known for being kind of, I don't know, weird, silly, funny. So anytime I say a word joke or something like that, then oh, you're just being a butch. Yeah, I don't know. That name was given to us because my grandpa, who died many years ago, he was born in the 1800s, actually 1890, something like that. Did a little butchering in his day. And the way the Amish community identifies different people is by nicknames, because a lot of the names are the same. So, since my grandpa did some butchering, they called him John Butch. Yeah, look at that. All shiny. Good. Take a little shop rag and wipe it off and it's ready to go. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. And I'll get some of this stuff cleaned up and I will bring you back. How's that? On some of these areas in here, I'll get a smaller brush and get the scaly stuff off of there. And I'll have to get a drill with a wire brush to clean these out because that's where them rods slide through. So that needs to be cleaned up. On this blade, we've got a couple of bad spots on it. I think I can still sharpen that. There's a trick to sharpening these and I'll show you how to do it. I tried to get these screws out so I could get this gear off, but they were fighting me too hard, so I'm going to leave them because I think I'll do more damage than good to try to get them out. But I do have to get this ring shined up a little bit because that's where that screws on and it needs to be slippery. But there you have it. I'm going to finish the rest of these parts off camera. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, yeah. Take this, and I'm going to clean this up, like that. That gets all that grime out of there. Boy, there's a lot of dirt in there. And we'll do the same here. Maybe. Get a towel and wipe that up. Now let's test it. Because if you remember right, this went like this. Oh yeah, that'll slide nice. Oh, maybe. Maybe not. A little bit of oil on there and it will, won't it? Okay. Since we got that there, we're going to put it back together. This, remember right, goes on there like that. Assuming you can see that. Maybe not. Oh, there she goes. Turn that right back on there. That turns so much nicer now. A little dirt there yet. Let's wipe that off. Okay. Okay. A little dirt here too. Yeah, we can wipe it down again. But you can see how that's turning on, and it turns nice. It's not too hard, but it definitely isn't too easy. And you can't see this, but there's numbers right there to give you sizes. And that's what that little indicator is for. So that's that. And this bolts on right here. Since we're doing that, let's just go ahead and bolt it on there. Remember, right? I think these are all the same length. They are. So we'll take that and that. And we will grab our nuts, washers, and lock washers right there. We'll turn it over. Whoops, dropped one. We'll throw our washers on, our lock washers, and our nuts. Perfect. Got one on. We get this all put together loosely, and then we will make sure everything lines up the way it needs to, and we'll bolt it tight, because there's a little bit of adjustment in these. Okay. Next, we will take this and we will attach it to the side here, the way it was before. Just like that. And just like that. And get those snugged up. I'll find my wrenches here. And once this is all back together, I can take a rag with a little polish and we will shine this baby right back up. Give it a little bit of luster if we can. Okay, I'm not going to really tighten those down yet either. Well, this is the main thing. I guess I could tighten that down because there's no adjustment to it. Torque, 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 click. That's it. Okay, next, if you remember correctly, these had the shims on it. It went right in here, like that. You see this hole right there is where you put a drop oil on. And then this turned on. Let's get her started here. There we go, like that. And that's where that goes. Okay, the next thing I want to put on is we will put the base on. I got those rods right here. Can remember correctly. Wipe them up. And that took this. And remember I said it was the rusty part in, and you can still see how rusty that is on that side. So that goes in. And these are the same. So it really doesn't matter which one goes in first. This goes in like that. Slide right in. Like I said, they slide right in. Right there. And we'll put this one in next. There we go. Wait a minute. Why isn't that going in there? Let me get a little friendly persuasion on that and see if it goes. Uh-oh, forgot something. You were supposed to remind me. You didn't. Take it back off. Take it back off. Let's see if these holes are different. It doesn't look different, but I said something about replacing this washer right here, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to put it together. That goes right in there, remember? But let's make sure this is going to fit before we get carried away. For some reason that isn't going in there. And why is that? I think I got a little bit of a lip on that. I'm going to run over to the grinder and chamfer this edge on both of these just a little bit. When I say chamfer the edge, I mean just take a little bit off the edge of it around here where I might have pinged it a little bit with the hammer. And let's see if it fits now. It's supposed to go right in there like that and then fit. Oh yeah, that'll go really nice now. At least that one will. So we'll get that ready to go. And let's check this one before we get carried away with it. Oh yeah, perfect. Now we can put this on, rust in. Not sure if it makes a difference, but we are going to put it back together the same way it came apart. There we go. Put this one in. And we'll tap that in. And we will tap this one in. Both of them are tight. Remember, this would barely slide. Got a little wire in my thumb. That hurts. Look at that. That's the way it's supposed to slide. Perfect. Okay, I'm back here. I went to my grinder and we're going to put this right there. Well, I thought it was. Let's put it right there. See if that goes in. It's going in hard, so I must have messed the threads up just a little bit. Knocking this out. If I can get it started, we'll be home free. But if I can't, I might have to get a tap and clean those threads out a little. Come on, get started there. That one isn't going to start. Let's run this one in. Make sure you can see this. I'll bring you in a little closer. But I'm working on this right here. Get my big fat hands out of the way so you can see. Yeah, that's going in, but it's going in a little hard. I'm not sure what size thread this is, but probably should have cleaned those threads out. But you don't want these to come loose, that's for sure. So let's put it in there the best we can. I know we had trouble. Remember, we had trouble getting them out. That should work. Torqued. Now let's see why we can't get this one in. Might have to get my tapper over here and run it in there. Okay, we're gonna have to. Oh, always something. I'll be right back. Okay, got my tap and die set. This set is, well, I don't know how old it is, but it's been around a while. My wife bought me this one. We were first married and had it ever since. It has come in handy over the years. Okay, I believe I have the right one here. I don't even know which one it is, I guessed. But we will get something and start that. I think that's the right one. Nope, it's too big. Let's put that back in. I know it's here somewhere. Maybe it's the one I broke here. Let's see what these are. That's a millimeter. Nope, it's not that one. Yeah, it's not that one either. Oh shoot. Maybe it's this one. Let's check it. Nope, it's not that one. I'm almost certain. Let's check this one right here. Tulip. Has to be this one. The one I had. Just has to be. No other choice. Let me get a little helper here. And we will get this started in there, so there we go. There we go. That's going in there. Perfect. Clean them threads out of there. Okay. Now let's put that in there. Look at that. That worked great. Oh yeah. Should have cleaned the threads out in the other one too, but no. Uh-oh, that's turning, so I gotta hold it. Oh. Ooh. I might have to go get me a vice grip. Got a little vice grip here. We're going to grab a hold of this rod to hold it from spinning as I run this in, run this machine bolt in. It's going hard. You know what? That's nuts. Let me take that out again and let's run this in so we don't have to work so hard. How about it? Come on. There we go. There we go. It started. Get a hold of it again and spin her right in there. That was working perfectly. That's in there way far enough, isn't it? Some of them shavings off. Let's get that off. Well, I guess it needs to, my fingers aren't strong enough. There we go. Put that back over there. Put this on in. And I think I'm going to get a little bit bigger tool. Make it go in a little bit easier. Ah, perfect. Let's see. Yep, torqued. Torqued! I said torqued! Let's get this off now. What's next? How about the blade? Let's put the blade on. That way I can cut myself. Okay, and that's this bolt and this. So this goes on there like that. And this goes in here. Hope you can see this okay. Well, we're going to assemble that right there. And everything. Uh-oh. There she goes. There's something catching there. I don't know what it is. I wonder if that needs to be a little tighter. That's as tight as it gets. Okay, now this can be turned in, adjusted accordingly so it lines up. But before we do that, let's make sure we can put this back on, which goes down in there and in there, if you remember right. It's a blade cleaner, looks like. Okay, we'll snug this up. That's where it needs to be. And then we will snug this one up. This one's hard to get to, but it doesn't have to be real tight. It's not going to come out of there. I should have did this before I put it. But if you can't get this out the way it is, then how are you supposed to clean it? So this has to be able to come apart. And I think with the right screwdriver it would. But the way I'm set up, it's not going to do it. I turned it a little bit. Turned it a little more. That's good enough because it holds it right there. Now let's see how that works. Oh, that works good. Got a little kink, and you know, honestly, I think it's in the gears, not in the blade. I think when I put that channel lock on there, it'll work its way out of that there. This works good. This needs to be adjusted then. But let's see how this is going to go on. Perfect. Let's put it on. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. The secret to all of this is not have too many parts left over. And so far I don't. Okay, I got one. It's a flat washer. I don't know where it goes, but it fell off of something, but I'm not sure where. So I fessed up, didn't I? Okay. You know, this isn't a perfect cutter, and I didn't restore it, but it is going to be functional, especially after I sharpen the blade, and I show you how I do that. I've never worked on a general slicer that was quite like this one. It's actually kind of unique. The blade on it's a lot bigger diameter than what I'm used to. But the ones that I normally get in are stainless steel. And these painted ones, I struggle with selling them. So this one I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. If I sell it to someone or if I give it to someone, it'll be with the understanding that it's not perfect, but it sure will be functional. Okay, now that's on. So you go like that. That works good. And then this part here, which actually needs cleaned up a little more, goes right here. And that's your adjuster for, boy, that's not sliding very good. It's a slide on there, and you can hold your meat right in here. It catches whatever you're slicing. Turn this like that and adjust the thickness right here. But for right now, we're going to take this out to, we're going to set it at, we're going to set it at 0. There's 0. So this would be flush then. Flush means even with the blade. And the way this works is make sure it's out a little here, in a little there. Now let's go ahead and get these snugged up if I can. At least enough. Yeah, I don't like the looks of that. Let's take that in just a little. I don't like that better. Okay, let's flip it. All right, it's all right. Didn't hurt anything. And we will snug this up just a little. And we will snug this one up just a little. So get it where we want it, so it doesn't move on me. Yeah, perfect. Now look at this. I like that. And then turn this. There's one. Perfect. And there's 2. Probably wouldn't cut much thicker than that. Might. But that's where I want it. Let's get it tightened up now. Well, I got another 1/2 inch. That underneath, but I bet that's bigger under there because that bolt was bigger. Let's turn it over so I can. Oh yeah, that's way bigger under there. Tell you what, I got this crescent wrench. Saved me from running over and getting another one. Oh yeah, that's tightening up. Click, torqued. Let's get this one torqued the same. Click! Torqued. Okay, let's get her set back up. Okay, a couple of little things to do, and okay, as I promised, I'm going to show you how you sharpen one of these briefly. You take a stone. This is just a fine stone, and you hold it in here, the same angle. This blade is flat on this side and beveled on this side. Now you need to hold it on that bevel, just like that, and then what you do is you just turn that blade, holding that stone at that angle. Very important on this one now that you do that, because if you don't hold it at the right angle, the blade won't cut properly. But you just keep doing that until there's a nice edge on there. And this blade's a little rough, so it's going to take a little work. But just keep working it. Probably better put a glove on too of some kind, because that'll get sharp and you don't want to run your hand in there. Ask me how I know that. Maybe some other day. You see, this blade here has those bad spots on it right there and a little further right there. Now those spots could cause problems. Once you get that edge nice and smooth, you take the stone and you hold it completely flat on this side. Don't tilt it at all. Flat. What that will do is deburr anything that... See, that's pretty sharp actually. We're going to call that sharpened, but there's how you sharpen the stones. We've put it back together. We need to shine it up a little bit. It's working good. I put just a little bit of oil in there. Right here, it's better if you use cooking oil or something that is food grade. Keep it nice and clean, keep it wiped up. There's a little residue on this from the work I've done, so it needs to be sprayed and cleaned. But it is totally functional. And quite honestly, I wouldn't be afraid to sell this to anybody or give it to them. And with just a little bit more work, you can take and clean this up a lot better than it is. But the whole idea of fixing stuff is to get it functional and usable without spending a lot of money doing it. These hand crank slicers were used for many years. I can't find them anymore other than online used. But the Amish population in southern Adams County here in Indiana use these on a regular basis. So I try to keep a little bit. I try to keep one or two on hand since they have really don't have access to the internet like I do, and they really appreciate it. So we're going to call this project complete. I hope you enjoyed watching this as I enjoyed bringing it to you. As I've said in the past, I'll say again now. Can it be fixed? Sure it can. Can you fix it? You bet you can. I appreciate you. If you like my videos, if you enjoy watching them, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. Until the next time, can it be fixed?